Words cannot begin to express Discovery Bounds and my gratitude for Asher Student Foundation. Its continued support over the years has enabled us to offer quality programs to teens in a Christian Science atmosphere where they felt loved and safe, similar to what Asher offers its students at its houses. With Asher's support, we've been able to stay at Northeastern University in Boston, visit the Mother Church, Longyear Museum, as well as explore other cities within the United States. Asher has truly helped us to open windows to God.
I'm Seth Johnson, Executive Director for Camps Newfound and Owatonna. I'm a big fan of Asher House. I feel that we have a unified purpose to support young Christian scientists, and like Asher House, we support their spiritual growth and understanding of God. In this way, we serve the cause of Christian Science together. We are very grateful for Asher House's support.
Asher Student Foundation has helped subsidize housing at our summits, both types of summits, the local summits and also the college summit, and has also helped cover housing for our internship program as well. So it's been really wonderful to see the community come together and this organization jump on board just supporting these different events and programs. It really feels like we're all working together, really for the same purpose. And so having that financial support for the housing, for example, it enables us to keep the cost low so that more students are able to attend.
My name is Warren Huff, and I've been the Executive Director for the Cedars Camp since 1978. During each of these many years, our ability to annually serve over 1,200 students of Christian Science at Cedars has been improved by our partnership with Asher Student Foundation. Every year, Asher Campership grants have helped several summer campers to experience spiritual growth who would not have been able to do so otherwise at Cedars. We have witnessed firsthand the wonderful difference that Asher Student Foundation continues to make year after year in the lives of students who have been introduced to the science of the Christ and have so much to offer their communities and the world.
This is Alan Basher with the Albert Baker Fund. Each year, the Albert Baker Fund is privileged to financially support a few of the outstanding students living in the Asher houses across the United States. The Asher Student Foundation distributes information regarding Albert Baker Fund programs, including the ABF Career Alliance, to students living in the Asher houses and their friends and acquaintances. For several years now, the Asher staff has hosted ABF programs at local Asher houses for us to meet with members of the local community and inform them about the various programs and activities of the Albert Baker Fund.
Each spring, Longyear hosts the Principia Upper School junior class for 5 days of programming focused on Mary Baker Eddy. The high school students visit sites relating to the history of Christian Science, including some of the Mary Baker Eddy historic houses, Longyear Museum, and the Mother Church. For most of the teenagers, it's the first time they have thought deeply about Mrs. Eddy and what it took for her to give us Christian Science. And during the final gratitude session, we often hear that this trip has made them proud to be Christian Scientists. Asher Student Foundation plays an important role in this program by covering the cost of the hotel rooms for all 4 nights. The juniors also visit Asher House in Boston, so they can discover all that Asher has to offer them when they are ready to head off to college. Thank you, Asher, for your part in this program.
I think what Asher means to me is opportunity, and that's opportunity to meet amazing people. I'm currently the house manager in Seattle. I also lived at the Asher house in DC. The summer of 2010, I was interning on Capitol Hill. It was just a chance to live in an incredible location, be surrounded by amazing people and thoughtful conversation and metaphysical support. And it was kind of a safe place. So I think Asher, to me, represents also kind of structure and that home base that you can always rely upon and know is there as you're exploring an exciting city. It's been an incredible part of my life as a young person.
I'm just very grateful for coming home into an environment that is loving, welcoming, supportive about the journey that I'm going through outside of this house. The other night we had a house dinner, which we have every week, and we were just cracking each other up. And I just remember looking around and being like, oh, this is family. Like, this is awesome. And it was no longer, small talk. It was just really sincere environment. And that's just a wonderful thing to come home to.
Our training program here at Ardenwood was struggling because we didn't have enough housing for students. But we did have a large, beautiful old house on the property. It just needed to be completely remodeled to make it livable. Asher Student Foundation helped us with that. And now we have a beautiful cottage with 11 bedrooms, making it possible for us to house students here on our campus. Christian Science nursing takes place 24 hours a day. And students might work on different shifts from each other. Some start working at midnight, others start at 8 o'clock in the morning, others in the middle of the afternoon. So living together at Asher Cottage, they're living with people who understand what the others need in terms of sleep, in terms of quiet, in terms of being able to attend and support church and their study of Christian Science. So it's a wonderful experience for them that they wouldn't have off campus. Asher Cottage provides some of the same amenities that I enjoyed when I was a student at Michigan State. It provides an atmosphere that is supportive of our students in their study of Christian Science, in having fun with like-minded people.
When I came to the cottage, I just noticed that everyone was really welcoming and very helpful. Immediately asked me if I needed anything, needed something to eat, offered to make me dinner and show me around. And I had been in San Francisco before, so I didn't really feel like I needed that, but just the fact that that was there, like I could go and ask someone for something. It just feels like you're living in a home, and maybe you're sharing it with some friends or a few roommates. When you meet up in the common areas, you can share things that have happened during your day. Especially with going through nursing arts, you can just support each other. To have a place that you can come back to with a house full of students that are going through a similar experience to you, it's just such a comfort, just knowing that there are people there that are also Christian Scientists and have a sort of common background. It's very helpful.
So when I had my Asher experience, I was in the big house on Abbott Road, and there were 100 people in the house. My father, Ken Valance, was one of the original 7 guys, so I'd always had Asher in my life. So the impact of Asher as a student was on a number of fronts. One was it was home. It was the sort of refuge that you come home to after classes, after working at the paper, after being out with whatever social life you had on campus. So it was home, and it was fun organizationally in the racing the carts. And that was the biggest activity. Of course, we won that year, of course. And I know from knowing people then and now that it made a big difference in people's lives. Part of what was so important about Asher was having people living the kind of life that I wanted to live or that they wanted to live. And you're like supporting people in it. You see how people live. You see how the people that you want to live like them. It's a great way to support people in your spiritual life, your social life. It was a cool social life. And I really, really valued having a home like that. It meant a lot to me.
What has the Boston Asher House meant for me? It's meant everything. It's meant comfort, solace. It's meant harmony, to not have to deal with a lot of the conflicts that you might have in other living situations. There's something to be said for having a dry house where you don't have to worry about people getting drunk, making a lot of noise, that sort of thing. But the real benefit is the mental and spiritual tranquility. Not that it's always tranquil, but it's always built on such a stable foundation that the way forward is so much more clear and so much more supportive and helpful. You know, it's not about being insular. It's not about just withdrawing from the world. It's about making sure that we protect and we cherish that little light of Christ that we're all developing, loving, and sharing.